Thank you, Jungkook. Jimin couldn't hold back his tears after receiving a heart-touching birthday gift. The silence in the room was absolute. No one expected it, and no one was prepared for what followed. What could possibly move Jimin, a performer known for his composure and poise, to tears in front of those closest to him? What kind of gift carries enough meaning to silence a room filled with laughter and music? Those questions have echoed across millions of fans' minds since the moment Jimin's quiet "thank you" to Jungkook was captured and shared. Simple words that carried more emotion than any speech could. The scene unfolded during what was meant to be a small, private birthday gathering. Yet within minutes, it became one of the most talked about events among fans worldwide. According to several individuals who were present that evening, the celebration had been intimate and minimalistic. No grand stage, no flashing cameras, no decorations screaming for attention. The night's purpose was reflection rather than spectacle. But when Jungkook entered the room, carrying something small and carefully wrapped, the atmosphere changed completely. Observers described the air as weighted, not with tension, but with anticipation. Jimin stood still as Jungkook approached, their eyes meeting for a brief, silent moment that said more than any words could. When Jungkook handed him the gift, Jimin hesitated before opening it, as though he already sensed that whatever was inside carried an emotional significance beyond the surface. What could that gift possibly be? Why did it cause such an intense reaction? The moment Jimin lifted the lid, the room reportedly fell into total silence. His expression froze. His eyes glistened. And before anyone could ask, tears began to fall. Quietly, uncontrollably. He tried to speak, but couldn't. Jungkook, meanwhile, remained still, his head slightly bowed, a faint, bittersweet smile forming at the corner of his lips. It was an image that would stay imprinted in the memory of everyone who witnessed it, and no one has revealed what was inside that box. Yet perhaps that is what makes the story so powerful. The absence of a clear answer has turned a private exchange into a universal mystery, one that has stirred emotion far beyond the boundaries of fandom. What could possibly make Jimin cry like that? Was it a token from their shared history? A personal reminder of their years together as performers, brothers, and friends? Or was it something more? Something that carried a message only the two of them could truly understand? Those who know Jimin well understand that he is not easily overwhelmed in public. His emotional strength has been tested time and again throughout his career. And yet this time, something in Jungkook's gesture broke through that wall of restraint. Witnesses described it not as sadness, but as a deep, unguarded moment of gratitude, an emotional release that comes when words are no longer enough. The gift was small, but its meaning was clearly enormous. One attendee later remarked that it wasn't about what was inside, it was about what it represented. The statement, vague yet striking, only fueled speculation. Some fans believe the gift was a handwritten letter, a private message sealed with memories of their shared journey. Others think it was something symbolic, a photograph, a token, or even a memento from their earliest days together. But beyond the guessing, the emotional truth was undeniable. When Jimin finally lifted his head, his voice trembling, he whispered words that everyone present will remember. "Thank you, Jungkook." It was a moment of disarming honesty, raw, human, and real. For years, Jimin and Jungkook have shared not only stages, but an unspoken understanding forged through years of challenges, triumphs, and sacrifices. Their bond has been scrutinized, celebrated, and debated endlessly, but rarely has it been so plainly visible. What occurred that night was not a performance. It was not an orchestrated reunion for cameras or applause. It was two people confronting the weight of their history in silence. Those who attended described the atmosphere as emotionally overwhelming. The laughter that had filled the room earlier now gave way to quiet reflection. Even those who had no knowledge of the deeper meaning behind the gift found themselves moved by the sincerity of the moment. One by one, the guests gave the two space. Jimin sat still for several minutes, holding the small box in his hands, staring at it as if trying to absorb every memory it carried. Jungkook remained close, saying nothing, only watching with that same faint smile, a mixture of pride, affection, and something that looked very much like nostalgia. Why was this gesture so significant? Perhaps because it arrived at a time when both have matured, not just as artists, but as individuals who have learned to carry their past with grace. For Jimin, the birthday was more than a personal milestone. It was a reminder of growth, of loss, of endurance. For Jungkook, the act of giving that gift seemed to be his way of saying everything that years of silence could not. Social media exploded within hours. The phrase, "Thank you, Jungkook," trended across multiple countries. Fans dissected every available frame, every word, every emotion that flickered across their faces. Some noticed that the gift box bore a small engraving, one that looked like the number 13. Others caught a brief glimpse of what appeared to be a folded note inside. The speculation was endless, but all of it pointed to one shared conclusion. This was no ordinary gift. What's more intriguing is that neither Jimin nor Jungkook offered any clarification afterward. There were no statements, no interviews, no elaborations. That silence only deepened the fascination. Because sometimes, when the truth is personal, silence speaks louder than confirmation ever could. In the days that followed, fans across the globe expressed their emotions online. Some described feeling unexpectedly emotional watching the moment. Others said it reminded them of why Jimin and Jungkook's bond has always been different, not built on publicity or display, but on quiet sincerity. Even without knowing the content of the gift, the symbolism was undeniable. The emotional reaction, the gratitude, the silence, all of it spoke to a history far deeper than the public ever sees. It was a reminder of the humanity behind fame. One close acquaintance reportedly observed, "It wasn't about celebration. It was about acknowledgement." That single sentence encapsulated everything: the unspoken depth of their relationship, the years of mutual respect, and the understanding that words often fail to convey. When asked about his birthday days later, Jimin's response was short and soft. It was meaningful. He didn't elaborate further, and he didn't need to. Those two words carried the weight of everything left unsaid. For many fans, that was enough. The mystery of the gift may never be solved, but perhaps it doesn't need to be. The power of that moment lies not in the object itself, but in the reaction it evoked. The genuine tears of someone who has spent years expressing emotion through art, now receiving it back in the simplest possible form, a gesture of friendship. The image of Jimin holding the box, his eyes glistening, remains etched in the public's memory. It stands as a testament to the quiet strength of